Wow, who knew Pilatus had such beautiful house colors? Good night, that's pretty. Black and gold. I like the colors. I like the colors.
Tower American 95, 10 miles out on the ILS. American 95, Kennedy Tower, falling Elbow 319 ahead, 1050.
Welcome aboard, everybody. Welcome to Interlaken Military Field in Switzerland and aboard our Pilatus Pc9. Beautiful looking aircraft. Beautiful looking aircraft. Note about this aircraft. I like how the ground just changed. Okay, hey ground, nice change. Anyway, a note about this aircraft. This is former payware. It's called Iris Classics. They release some of their classic stuff as freeware. This is payware, and it is payware quality. Before we even take off, I want to touch on our number keys. So Shift 1, we get a close-up view, which is fine. Shift 2, there's our nav system up there, our communication system. Shift 3, we have this. So I can say, I want wheel chocks on, I want intake covers, I want that. I don't really want an IFR hood. External fuel tanks, and I can have perishable aircrew and realistic engine, which will just kill us. Now that I've clicked all that stuff, look at this. Look at all that extra stuff we got hanging on our aircraft. Oh, isn't it amazing? And then I can say, let's get rid of the external fuel tanks, for instance. I can even make my pilot disappear or my instructor disappear if I don't like them. That's pretty cool, isn't it? I think it is. Let's get inside again. Shift 4 opens up our autopilot system there. And that's it. Notice a few things. There's no GPS pop out. Okay. That's actually the only thing I really had to say there. There is no GPS pop out. In fact, that's not a Bendix King FMC or anything. So you're not going to navigate via GPS with this aircraft. It's just not going to happen. So just be aware of that. We're talking about a former payware piece of equipment. So let's, oops, wrong one. Let's put our pilot back in. We don't need an instructor. Let's get our wheel chocks, our intake, and our prop retainer. There we go. All right, let's get inside and let's do a startup since I actually shut the aircraft down. First thing, let's look over here so I can turn on my battery. Battery is on. Let's turn on our avionics. I actually want my inverter. Yep, that. All right, let's flip our engine on like so. We'll turn on our boost pumps really quick. All right, now flip these up. Starter on, a little bit of power on this thing, and ignition. And here it comes. Little puff of smoke. There we go. Nice. And there we go. Nice. So we're going to throttle it down, just let it idle down. We'll flip off those because we don't need those on anymore. Flip our covers down, turn our generator on, turn off our boost pumps because we don't need those. Flip our inverter on, oxygen supply on, turn on the strobes and the nav lights. What's that? Oh, that's canopy. Derp. Canopy closed. And now we have no warnings. Look at that. Bet you weren't expecting me to actually do that, were ya? Nice looking aircraft. We got flaps, of course. All right, so let's take to the skies. Slightly turn down our engine. There we go. All right, so we're going to power up our Pratt & Whitney Canada PT6A-62 turboprop, 1,149 horsepower. Let's power up. Here we go. Look at our little plane. Ain't it cute? There's a nice view there. Might not need to get on the center line, but hey, whatever. There we go. Gears up. Flaps in because we got more than enough power to climb out. And we're free from the bonds of Earth. All right, let's get in here, turn it down slightly. Notice I got a red light on my board. If I throttle the engine back far enough and bring the torque numbers down. Yellow. There we go. Now we're in green. We're in a good position there. If you turn on realistic engines, it will act. You can actually blow the engine on takeoffs. Yep, you can do it. All right. The Pilatus Pc9. It's a beautiful looking single engine, low wing tandem seat turboprop training aircraft manufactured by the wonderful Pilatus Aircraft of Switzerland. This is a more powerful evolution of the PC7. Retains the overall layout of the PC7, but has very little structural commonality with it. Amongst other improvements, the PC9 features a larger cockpit with a stepped ejection seats and also has ventral air brakes. Ready? Whoop! Air brakes! Woo! Look at that. Yep. PC9 program officially started in 1982, although some aerodynamic elements were tested on a PC7 during the 82-83 season. The first PC9 prototype flight took place 7 May 1984. Second prototype flew on 20 July of the same year. The prototype had all the standard electronic flight instrumentation, environmental control systems installed, and thus almost fully represented the production version, which is actually pretty unique for a prototype. Is there a mountain in front of us? Relatively, yes, there is. Certification of this aircraft was achieved in September 1985. However, by this time, the Royal Air Force trainer competition was lost by Pilatus, went to the short Staccato. However, the marketing links that Pilatus built up with British Aerospace during the competition led to their first order, which went to Saudi Arabia. As of 2004, which was the last date I could find any data on, 250 of this type of aircraft had been built. It's a nice aircraft. Crew 1 or 2, depending. Power, we already talked about power. Maximum speed, 593 kilometers an hour. That is 368 miles per hour, 320 nautical miles an hour. Or knots. Range, 1,537 kilometers. That is 955 miles, 830 nautical miles. There are 3 hard points per wing on this aircraft. Yes, I know, I'm stalling the aircraft. I don't really care. I do, sort of. There are 3 hard points under each wing on this aircraft. The inner 2 are rated to handle 250 kilograms or 550 pounds. The outer are rated at 110 kilograms or 240 pounds. So you can carry stuff. You could technically run this thing as a coin aircraft or a counterinsurgency aircraft. But it's also used as a demonstrator aircraft. If you download this, you get 13, or is it 14? It might be 14 aircraft. Several of them are from the Royal Australian Air Force, including their demonstration team livery. Very nice aircraft. Really fun to kind of flick around and fly. Don't turn realistic flight crews on if you really want to flick it around because, yeah, they're realistic. But it's beautifully modeled. It's beautifully modeled. And this is again, former payware from Iris. Very good aircraft payware companies, so it's nice to see them dropping some of their classics. Now, we have had some of their other classics. In fact, we had the Texan 2, which was also competed against the Pilatus for a different an American trainer. Sorry, I'm trying to land the aircraft. An American trainer, and Pilatus lost that one too. Oops. But yeah, it's a really nice aircraft. Really nice to have something like this to play around with. I'm literally trying to get the aircraft slow enough to land. So, do we have gears? I don't know. Yes, we are going to have gears in a minute. Do we have gears in time? We'll find out. Everybody hold on. Oops. Well, that was a fun crash landing. This is a beautiful aircraft. I think it's definitely worth adding to your collection. You're not going to get much more beautiful in terms of freeware than formal or payware. So it's definitely worth checking out. It is not a flick it around. It's not a kind of aircraft that's super forgiving. This one's more forgiving than the Texan 2. I have constant problems with that Texan 2, but it is relatively forgiving. It's a good aircraft to practice your non-GPS navigation because there is no pop-out GPS, which I really do actually like. It's not going to work if you're playing like FS Passengers or anything like that because it can't carry anything, but it's still a fun little single-engine turboprop for you to check out, add to your hangar. Definitely worth it. Definitely worth it. Till next time, I've been DerTebbers. This has been your Flight Simulator X Plane Spotlight, the Pilatus Pc9. Till next time, don't fly with me if you want to live. I'm just saying, my crash record is pretty bad.
Level 1283, Kennedy Tower, greetings. Falling heavy, Boeing 767, touching down. Caution wake turbulence from 05012, number 24 right to the left.
Going in 48, 1283, copy all.
8 Lima Bravo, traffic just north of the airport, opposite direction along the track routing. A helicopter not under defeat, yes, you in sight.